So when I talk to entrepreneurs who really want to scale their business using social media, I always talk to them about a few different things. The first one is usually all about lead generation, which really leads the conversation directly into something called a lead magnet. Now, if you don't have a lead magnet set up in your business just yet, this is something that honestly can transform your business. I'm not going to go too in depth with lead magnets today, but I do have a few episodes that you could listen to. Head back to episode number 12 and 13 on the More Than Social podcast and listen to those ones specifically. I honestly break down a lot about just getting started with lead magnets in those two episodes. Now, typically after we talk about lead generation, the next question we really need to answer is, who are you talking to? Who is that dream client for you? If you don't know who you're talking to in the online world, you'll actually speak to no one. And that is actually one of the biggest mistakes that I find entrepreneurs make when they try to build a business online. So let me ask you, do you know who you are talking to? Think about it. Yes, right now as we're here together. Think about who you would absolutely love to get a call from regarding your service or your offer. Can you literally picture them? Can you tell what they would be wearing, where they would shop, what car they actually drive? A lot of people will teach you to keep your buyer persona or your ideal customer, your ICA, to really this high level approach. But if you are really looking to build connections with complete strangers online, we have to dig a little bit deeper than that. And here's why. The more people feel like you understand who they are and what they're going through, the more trust they're going to have with you. And the more trust that they have with you, the more they're going to want to do business with you. You need to be able to get into the shoes and the mind of that dream client of yours. For example, when I asked you who your dream client is, if you started just thinking it's females between ages 25 and 44 who are struggling with life, that's not enough. I can't literally picture who you were talking about. Is it someone that's battling with depression or with their job or with an illness? I have no idea who you are talking to when you just say that broad statement. And to be honest with you, if you can't picture that person, you're not going to be able to know what to say to them either. Now, I know you know exactly who you want to work with if you think about it, and you know exactly what type of clients really light you up. So why not really define that person? So much that you can picture that that person is literally sitting right beside you. And that's what I want to help you with today. So together, we are going to walk through the different steps of not only understanding who you are talking to, but I'll help you really step into their shoes. This is how you'll build trust. You'll build deep connections, and you'll actually start attracting the right people to you. So my first suggestion is to find that one person that you can talk to throughout your entire business. So typically when I ask people who their dream client is, they give me that high level stats of who they would describe as their target market. That's when I get that whole females between the age range of 25 and 50, and they're looking for a new home. That's a great start for sure, but that's not deep enough, just like I said before. So I'll always dig a little bit more. To be honest with you, typically I'm trying to piece together the right strategy to help my audience scale their business by having these conversations with their dream audience. That is a very, very hard process to do if I even have a hard time understanding who we are talking to. So if a business owner doesn't know this, in my mind, they are really just driving with zero direction. So again, I dig into this because I need to know who that one person is that we are talking to. We need to be able to literally close our eyes and picture that person sitting right in front of us. So I want you to picture Kelly. So Kelly is a busy working mom who is trying to manage 4 boys who all play different sports. Her hair is super messy. She's dressed in leggings and a zip-up sweater. And she's complaining to me about how stressed she is and how her kids are literally driving her up the wall. She's going on about how much work she has to do within her business, but how is she supposed to do that? Plus go to 3 different sport tournaments this weekend. So as we're talking, her kids are super loud, they're playing, they're running all over the house. We have a glass of wine and we're eating cheese and crackers. The only thing that really Kelly has in her life that really enjoys, or something that she really enjoys, is going out for a run. Can you picture Kelly? I sure can. And I didn't even tell you about the music that she listens to while she drives to work, or the reality TV shows that she binges when her kids are in bed. That's what we need to do here. We need to define who you're talking about and really determine that one dream person that you are talking to. Typically, when I dig, most people go into their imagination, or they actually think back to one of their current clients, and they start to form this perfect picture of who they would love to work with. So how do you really start to understand your audience so that you can actually step into their shoes? That takes doing a little bit of research on your end. So whether this is inside Facebook groups or on forums or even in person, if you're actually hanging out or talking to your current dream clients, the more you know about them, the better. So at this stage, I'm sure you have a high level idea of who you really want to talk to, and you can make up a lot of these situations since you've been working with your clients already. But honestly, your market research is always going to be evolving. You'll create this avatar today, and then you'll meet that dream client in person. And then you'll meet another dream client, and so forth. And eventually they all kind of merge. So to effectively step into your dream client's shoes, I usually do something called a client deep dive. So there are 7 specific questions that I'm going to ask you about your dream clients. I want you to try to answer as many of these questions as you possibly can, just right now, just thinking off the bat. If you can't think of anything, that's my first challenge for you today. Do some research with these questions and really just start listening a little bit more attentively to your audience. First question, what are they struggling with and how can you actually help them? Are they struggling to lose weight? Are they struggling to quit their job? Are they struggling to show up as a leader? There are going to be a lot of things that they're struggling with and so many ways that you can help them. So just list down as many as you possibly can. Second, what are they complaining about? People love to complain. Is it that they are overworked? Maybe they're feeling burnt out. Their kids are driving them nuts. What is really making them tick? The third one, what keeps them up at night? So this is where we really go deep, and this will really require you to actually listen to what people are complaining about or stressing about and then digging a little bit deeper. What would keep them up at night? So for my audience, some of these are stress. They are too overworked and they have so much to do that they can't shut off their mind. Bills. They're worried about how to actually pay their bills. Their family, they have a family to support, so they can't fail with their business, and that's causing them so much stress. These are essentially pain points, but they go a little bit deeper, like I said. Just because I may feel burnt out, that may not be a reason why it's keeping me up at night. So really think about what keeps these people up at night. Next up, what are their hobbies? Is it spin classes, traveling, playing with their kids, knitting? What do they like to do on the weekends even, let's say? Outside of work or outside of life, what do they do? Which brings me to where they live. Are they in Australia where it's going to be hot all year round? Are they in Canada where they have 4 seasons? Is it a city person? Is it someone who loves the country? Now, where do they shop? Think about how they dress. What do you envision when you close your eyes? What do you see your clients do? Are they shopping at Lululemon because they live in leggings and they're a busy mom, like Kelly? Or are they always dressed up in cute summer dresses? Where would they shop for those? And lastly, who do they follow? Who inspires them? On social media, podcasts, books, anything, just who inspires them and why? Write it all down. The more you write down, the more you'll be able to visualize living in this person's life. You would know what they love, what they hate, what annoys them, and most importantly, what actually interests them. And if you apply that information properly, you'll not only be able to serve your clients a little bit better, but you're going to start to attract more clients like these people. To attract more people like them, you have to speak directly to them though. Yes, even on social media, you really need to pretend that you're talking to this one dream client that you just thought about. Again, keep this person in mind. Keep this person behind your head every single thing that you do in your business. And from now on, I want you to make sure that you're paying attention to what your prospects say to you during your meetings. Pay attention to what they're saying in other Facebook groups. What are people asking for on social media? Pay attention to what people are looking for. And honestly, anything that comes up, write it down. Write it down, because regardless of whether or not you use that today, this will help you be able to connect with someone because you understand their emotions. It's the same thing with having that best friend. You start to connect with them on a deeper level the more you get to know them. You connect on emotions. Same thing with strangers. So now that you know who you're talking to, it will honestly make your life so much easier trying to figure out what to post on social media. So what I want you to do from here on out is pretend that your only follower is that one dream client that you just thought of. You are talking to and only to that one person. So think about what questions they ask you, what stories you can share with them, what's going on in your life that you would love for them to know. Pretend that this is your new best friend, and again, they're your only follower, but you are actually only communicating through social media. This will simplify, honestly, so much for you, and it will also amplify your results. You'll see when you start to do it. And of course, if you do have any questions, feel free to connect with me on social media at Lisa Ann Coaching. I am always here to help guide you along your entrepreneur journey. My name's Lisa Ann, and that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm looking forward to next week. Same place, same time. I'll see you then. Bye for now.